I think for folks here in Calgary, they sometimes take for granted the rodeo aspect of this. They might think of the concerts or the partying or all that. But from someone coming from the United States, how big a show is the Stampede and how big is the rodeo roots component of that big show?
Yeah, this show is, anytime I start talking about it, I get goosebumps, The championship's kind of eluded me. I've never won the whole thing here, but made the Final Four a couple times. And, this rodeo, and then I would compare this to the Thomas and Mack in Las Vegas, the NFR. It's electric. I mean, there's those two places anymore as long as I've rodeoed. Those two places still give me goosebumps. And, man, you back in there and the crowd goes wild. It's electric, and it's been a blessing to be here as many times as I have.
Adam Soos here for Rebel News, and we're at the Stampede grounds this week. For many Calgarians, when they think of Stampede, they think of maybe some of the clubs they might go to, the fairgrounds, some of the incredible and wild food they might eat, concerts, all of that good stuff. But we want to come out here and really remind people what the roots of the Stampede is, the reason people travel from all over the world. And that's the rodeo. This is an absolute staple of cowboy culture, Western life. And for folks in Calgary who've maybe forgotten that component, haven't come out to check out this rodeo or a local rodeo in some time, we're going to be speaking with some folks today to learn why they're so passionate about rodeo at the Stampede. So you came up, mentioned you're from Toronto. What drew you out to the Calgary Stampede?
I have friends from the Kamloops area, so we stopped in. We thought we'd hang out with them, and they said, why don't we go to the Stampede for the day? So we literally flew in this morning. We're going to fly out tonight. And so it's my first time here. I thought it would be pretty awesome to check it out.
The Western lifestyle and all the people gathering around. I love horses, so I just love coming around, looking at the different ones, and the rides are always fun.
I have really great memories of being at the chuck wagon races. That's what I'm here for today. Red Deer has a great Western days trucks that I grew up with, going to with my grandpa too. So that's why I love the chuck wagons. But I love the camaraderie, everybody getting together, everybody gathering, being together, being in the community. It's a great time.
Lots of people come for the bull riding is the biggest one, but they miss coming out and petting the horse, seeing the horses, learning all about them. Like lots of times we'll have these gates open. If we weren't pulling, there'd be people in here just petting horses nonstop.
Yeah, like that's what the Stampede was based off of, was what Guy Wiedek put together. And I encourage folks to look at the Nutrien. The Nutrien is a Western event center, and it's indoors, so it's kind of nice to get off the pavement, off your feet. There's free seats, AC, and you get to see that agriculture and Western heritage involvement a little bit more. There's also the rodeo and the chuck wagons, but the Nutrien is a great way because it shows all sorts of different agriculture. They have stock dogs in there, big horses, and the team gets to perform in there numerous times a day, and we actually do stand and pats for the people, so the people can actually come meet the horses and the riders and get to pet a horse. So that's pretty exciting for people that haven't got to see that up close and personal before.
Oh, well, we come here for the animals and to have fun with our friends and stuff, and you can't forget about the rodeo. That's the best part of the whole thing. So
this is the real fun.
Yeah, this is the real fun.
The people love it. It's just a great time. We sit on the wagons and yahoo, and this horse here is an outriding horse, so we go along beside, keep everything safe, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's definitely part of our heritage.
I mean, you said you've been sort of involved with this since 1984. Tell me a little bit about your story.
I started off with the ranch girls carrying flags at the rodeo in 1984 and did it for quite a few years. Then had children and took the time off and came back in the late 90s and carried on for another quite a few years. And then my daughter wanted to be a ranch girl, so she started when she was 18. And so it was 2 generations now being ranch girls. And then I retired when I was 49 from being a ranch girl. And then they asked me if I would look after the ranch girls. So I've been here for another 12, 13 years.
Well, you're doing an incredible job. They did great. For folks out there who maybe haven't swung down to the rodeo, they've been down to the grounds, what do you say to them to get them to come check this incredible Western culture out?
It goes back to 1912, so it's history there, and our Alberta is ranching country, and this is what this is all about. And if you haven't ever made it to a rodeo, it's an exciting event, but if you don't want to watch a rodeo, try and find a rancher and go to a branding. because that's pretty incredible as well to watch a branding in our big ranches here in Alberta.
Well, it's good. Everyone's like the Stampede. It's got something for everyone, and maybe chuck wagons and stuff isn't your thing, but give it a shot, give it a try, and there's lots of other shows that we run at as well that you can come out and more family oriented and get back and see these beautiful animals.
Well, I think that's what it's the foundation of it. The rest was just kind of added on over the years. The rodeo events were what started it. Chuck wagon started a few years after that, and in my opinion, it's the biggest draw here.
I would say it's the cowboy hats. Everywhere I look, everybody's a cowboy, and what a fantastic opportunity to wear something like that walking around here. How cool! But yeah, I grew up in a small town farming community, and horses, cows, that sort of thing. But just come to the essence of it. There's something about the Calgary Stampede that just draws you in, right? It's just that you get to be a cowboy for a day. How cool is that?
Well, after speaking with some of these folks, there's absolutely no doubt about it. The rodeo is still very much the heart of the Stampede. People from all over, far and wide, whether it be Toronto or overseas, are coming here because they want to experience the Western culture, the cowboy life. They want to see these horses, these bulls, the chuck wagon races up close and feel as though even for a day, they themselves are Westerners. They themselves are real cowboys. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Sos. I want to thank all of you for watching this video. It's thanks to your support that we're able to get out here and do this reporting, tell the other side of the story. I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to Rebel News Plus. You'll get access to incredible members-only access shows like the Israel Levant Show, The Gun Show, Rebel Roundup, Misunderstood, and Andrew Says. But beyond that, you're also supporting us in all of the journalism that we do. Every single one of these stories doesn't come from government grants and funding or subsidies or bailouts like some of the other mainstream media outlets. All of our journalism is funded by support from people like you. So consider subscribing to Rebel News Plus.